So we were talking about a prepositional phrase that is an adverb prepositional phrase. It will be diagrammed under the verb. How can you tell if it's an adverb prepositional phrase or if it's an adjective prepositional phrase? Well, as we showed before, if it can be moved around in the sentence, it's probably an adverb prepositional phrase. Did it make sense to say, during the afternoon, Peter kicks an orange pumpkin? Or we could change that and put that at the end of the sentence and say, Peter kicks an orange pumpkin during the afternoon. It can move around the sentence, so it's probably an adverb. Another way to tell if it's an adverb is it can answer a question of how, where, or when, or why. And there's more questions, but those are some of the main ones. So this would tell us, when did he kick the pumpkin? During the afternoon. Let's do another example, and I'm going to keep it with an adverb prepositional phrase just so we can practice this. The sentence we had used before was Hannah bakes what? Cake. What kind of cake? We said a chocolate cake. So we're going to say and then we'll go to chocolate. And then we pick a prepositional phrase. This case, I have, let's say she bakes a cake before her meal. Okay, so we have before her meal, Hannah bakes a chocolate cake, or Hannah bakes a chocolate cake before her meal. We can put it at different spots in the sentence and it still makes sense. We have our preposition goes here, our object of the preposition, which is always a noun or a pronoun, and our modifier. So which meal? Her meal. Before her meal, Hannah bakes a chocolate cake. Can we think of an example of a sentence where we might have a adjective prepositional phrase? So let's go back to Hannah bakes a cake, and we're just going to leave my modifiers there for a minute. Hannah bakes a cake. Let's think of something to describe cake using a preposition. So let's think. I was going to say she might make a sprinkle cake. So she makes a cake with sprinkles. That's answering the question, which cake is it? It's the one with sprinkles. Hannah bakes a cake, a chocolate cake with sprinkles. We don't really need the her anymore. You could say with sprinkles, Hannah bakes a cake, but she's not really baking it, like putting the sprinkles in when she's baking it. It's telling the type of cake she's making. So this would be an example of an adjective prepositional phrase. Well, how would you diagram that? We're going to stick with the same thing, which is subject first, verb next, direct object, which is a noun. So Hannah bakes a cake, and we already have our modifiers, a chocolate cake. You keep your preposition on a diagonal line, but this time we're going to put it under. Okay, here we go. Sorry. We're going to put it under that word it's modifying. So it's not modifying the verb anymore. It's modifying this noun. It's telling which type of cake. And so we put it like this, with, and then the object here is sprinkles. An adjective prepositional phrase will most likely follow the noun it modifies, whereas the adverb one will not necessarily follow the verb. It will be at any place in the sentence, really. So there's an example of an adjective prepositional phrase. All right, tune in for some more building your sentences. It's a good way to practice. Diagramming is to see that each word has a place that it goes, and you build your sentence knowing, oh, when I add this word, I know it's already a modifier. I've already asked the question. So that will help you to understand the pieces of the diagram and all of your parts of speech by just building it one word at a time. Thanks.